I'm drinking chocolate milk.
You're drinking milk.
Chocolate milk to keep me going.
I mean, what do you call that stuff? Not cow's milk.
Muscle milk.
No, from peanuts. What do you call
Kangaroo milk.
No,
You coot?
no, it's from the top of peanut. From the top. Oh, for goodness, I've gone blank on it. Almond
All
milk.
right, I've never tried that.
How can you get almond milk out of peanuts?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I call almonds peanuts. Sorry, Fred.
No wonder it's confusing.
Yeah. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next session of Your Next Level Mastermind. And Carol, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is episode number 76. Am I right?
76.
76. Thank you very much indeed. The topic for today is share a memorable experience that really made an impact on you. And I'm really looking forward to hearing your stories on this. Okay? Share a memorable experience that really made an impact on you. But before we do that, we've got some people here who are going to contribute to that topic and at the same time going to share with you a little bit about what they do. And I'd like everyone who's watching this replay to reach out to these people. I've said this every week and I'll say it again. You don't know what you don't know. And these people may have contacts for people that you're looking for, you don't even realize it. So please listen to them carefully as they explain what they do for people and how they do it, okay? They've only got a short time to do this in, and then check the links underneath the video and reach out to them and reach out to every single one of them, for goodness sake, right? Because it's important for you to be able to build connections and build networks with people, and here are people ready, willing and able, giving you access to them right away, okay? And you've got an introduction to them via this particular mastermind. All right, so with that in mind, let's start some of the introductions. And Carol, can we start with you, Carol Davies, followed by Pat Dreyer.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Carol Davies. I'm the Passion Motivator, and I am located in London, Canada, which isn't very far from Toronto. And I like to help stressed women entrepreneurs with three things: help them to learn assertiveness skills, to increase their sense of self-worth, and decrease their levels of stress and overwhelm. And I do this by working with them one-on-one, but I also do group coaching, and I'm developing a couple of online courses, and also getting a podcast going probably in September. So I'm really excited about that. So what I'm looking for this week is to connect with women who are just feeling completely stressed and overwhelmed, to look at my links and get in touch with me, and we'll set up a time to get you on a good road.
Thank you, Carol. In relation to the podcast, is there anyone in particular you're looking to share with on the podcast?
Essentially, stressed women entrepreneurs, or women entrepreneurs in general, who are just finding things a little bit too much for them. And we're going to go over topics of finding their what they really want to do, how to time management, and all the skills to get a good life in balance.
Okay, good. Thank you, Carol.
Can I just chime in there, Pete? Carol, one of the things when I did podcasts last year or a year before, I actually contacted a group called Source Bottle, SOURCE BOTTLE, sourcebottle.com, and you can put a feeler out there and ask people to contribute. So it was a good lead magnet for me to get people or interviewees for a podcast, and I did 76 of those, one after the other. So okay, it might be a good intro for you.
Could you put that link in the chat?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fred. Excellent. Pat Dreyer, followed by John Allen.
Well, thank you, Peter. Hey, everybody, I'm Pat Dreyer, and I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. And I'm in network marketing with a company called My Daily Choice. And I help people who want to make money, like right now. And in today's environment, there's a lot of people out there who are really stuck and uncertain about their future. And with the global economy and inflation and the possible recession that's coming, we all have one thing in common. We have less and everything costs more. Like Fred just said, $11 for a head of lettuce out there in Australia. That's crazy. But when I find people who want to make money, I show them how to make money, and anybody can do it. It's just by following a proven, documented system. And it's really so simple that I could actually draw it out on a napkin for you. Unfortunately, there's a whole lot of people out there that won't even participate in their own rescue. They let their ego get in the way. They overthink and complicate absolutely everything. And they have one excuse after another, and it holds them back. But if you're motivated and you're willing to unlearn what you know about making money and learn a new way, we can show you the simple steps to success. Just reach out and I'll show you everything. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you very much, Pat. And you can do it on a napkin, right?
I can. It's pretty simple.
Excellent. Okay, John Allen, followed by Jeff Veale. Over to you, John.
Hi, everyone. I'm John Allen from Allen Small Business Coaching. I would specialize in helping small business entrepreneurs solve what seems to be their three biggest problems, again, using proven and documented systems. What I do is I teach them how to attract and convert their ideal prospects, which allows them to fill in their short-term cash flow gaps, and also to ensure that they're on to fill in their long-term financial goals. Again, basically who I serve is small business entrepreneurs with one or all of those three problems. This week, I'm looking for introductions for people just to have a chat. I don't know if I can help them or not, but just to have a chat to see whether what I do can help them. So if you know anybody that's in that position, let me know. Thanks.
Thank you very much, John. Jeff Veale, followed by Brenda, who's joined us for the very first time. Lovely to see you, Brenda, and we'll talk to you in a moment. So Jeff, followed by Brenda.
Yeah, hello everybody. My name is Jeff Veale, the business guru from downtown Manila in the Philippines. The problems I solve for people is a simple one. It's time and money. Time and money. We have a big team of virtual assistants here, guys. We've got virtual assistants, we've got email specialists, LinkedIn specialists, website builders, anything in the digital space, we have an answer for it. So if you want to save both time and money, reach out. It doesn't make much sense, guys. You build a house, you've got 15 people helping you. You're trying to build a business and you've got one. Doesn't make a lot of sense. So reach out and you can hire our army for the price of a soldier. Who do we serve? We serve people basically all over the world. Most of our clients come from the United States, then Australia, and then the UK, but any English-speaking country, we can certainly help them. This week, we're looking for people who would like to have a virtual assistant. We normally have an onboarding fee and recruitment fee of $495 to find the right person for you. This month, we're doing that totally free. And you can get to try one of our wonderful VAs and see how it goes for you. Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks, Jeff. What a great offer. Thank you. Brenda, so nice to see you for the first time in joining us. Let's hear what you have to say, followed by Yvonne Jones.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the warm welcome, Peter. I'm really excited to be here. So I'm Brenda Sheldrake. I am in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. The three biggest problems that I solve for people are I'm not sure how to break it up into three problems. Really, it's about confidence in doing what they do. And who do I serve? I serve entrepreneurs and small business owners. And this week I'm looking for experts in various fields for joint ventures.
Thank you, Brenda, and welcome to your first session. I hope we see you many times. Okay, good to see you. Okay, Yvonne Jones, followed by Fred Gillen.
Sorry, I just muted myself. Good morning, everyone. I am Yvonne A. Jones, your trusted guide and mentor in building memorable customer relationships. Now, I am located in Central Florida, and the three biggest problems that I solve for my ideal clients who are mature female entrepreneurs who really want to grow a lucrative business from wherever they are in the world. Number one, what I have discovered is that many of us who are considered mature, we may have limiting beliefs. So I help them, first of all, get out of their head. We have limiting beliefs as what if? What if I'm too old? What if I'm this? And what if I'm this? So I help work with them first on the personal development side, get out of their head, regain their confidence that they have a lot of years of experience and maturity that can empower others. And they have a lot of value. And then we move into the business growth, where we focus on building a business by building those relationships and creating those memorable customer experiences so that you turn your clients and your customers into loyal advocates and raving fans. This week, I am just looking to connect with men and women who are in business, who are entrepreneurs. We have things in common and build relationships. And the final thing I do want to mention is that I have done for half a year, I did a podcast on everyday passions, heart-centered conversations. Starting September, I'm going to focus on my niche. I'll be looking for people who demonstrate that they enjoy building relationships, and they serve their customers well. And these are the people I want to talk with so that they can share their experiences with others and help them to see that it is perfectly doable to grow your business by building relationships. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Yvonne. Would you do me a favor? Would you put a post in the group about that?
Absolutely. I can do that.
That would be really good. Thank you very much. Okay. Fred Gillen, followed by Monica.
Thanks, Peter. I'll try and follow the prompts. That's a great graphic you got up on the screen too, by the way. I like that. So that's a new one, although I haven't been here for a while, so maybe it's not that new.
3 weeks old.
Hi, guys. My name's Fred Gillen. I'm in Melbourne, and it's freezing cold, but that's another story. And I run a digital agency called More Marketing Ideas, and we help business with anything to do with their online marketing. And the difference that we've got is that I do one-on-one sessions with the client. So we analyze what they need to do before we actually take them on the journey to get their message out there online. So it's a consultation, it's a pre-consultation initially, and then we have a chat and work out what's the best strategy for that client to take to get their message seen so they can get more leads, more importantly, get more conversions, and the ultimate thing of getting that FPOS buzzing. It used to say getting the cash register ringing, but we can't say that anymore because there's very few cash registers out there these days. The other thing I do is I've also got my own networking group. And I'm glad to see Brenda here because Brenda has actually agreed. We're doing a joint venture, and Brenda is launching one of our new US-based hubs on the 8th of August. And Brenda will be running that room and encouraging people to connect because that's what networking is all about. So we've got, as of that week, we will have 6 networking rooms per week that people can join in and make connections with other business owners, expand their connections, expand their groups, and share their knowledge, and more importantly, learn from other people as well. So that's me, Fred Gillen, More Marketing Ideas.
And here you are, Fred, on another Zoom call.
Yep, zooming out.
What a man of resistance. By the way, when you talk about cash registers, the old term ka-ching's probably gone now, right?
Yeah, it's biz.
Monica Periade, followed by Ashwin.
Thank you, Peter. Hello, everyone. My name is Monica Periade. I'm located in Romania at the moment, but I serve people all over the world. I created a concept called Coaching Lives, and I help women 30 to 50, not only, and the youngest, to overcome struggles and toxic environment, and to elevate their level of self-esteem, self-worthiness, and improve their self-confidence and in general. This week, I'm looking to connect to anyone that wants to gain some clarity over any issue or challenge. Also, I want to mention something that I find it very inspiring. When we really want to help people, we tell them the truth, no matter how harsh. When we want to help ourselves, then we tell them what they want to hear. I took it from somewhere, but it's kind of explain what transformational life coaching means, what means to help people, and how also how important is to hear the truth. And God throws so many challenges and past in my life since I was little, and I'm grateful for that because it made me who I am today. And I believe we all have a mission, and my mission is to see the best in people and show them exactly that. Thank you so much.
Well said, Monica. Thank you very much indeed. Ashwin Nui.
Good morning, everybody. Long time no see. I haven't seen all of you guys. I had a bit of a COVID challenge I had to deal with, but everything is over now, thank God. Anyways, my name is Afshin Nuhi. I help small businesses to overcome their fears that keep them awake at night, like lead generation, defining your target market, who you're really going after. That's very important. Before you spend any advertising dollar, you have to define your who. And also follow-up system. You need to have a good follow-up system. That's what I help you with. And I help chiropractors who are doing like about 450,000 and they are 5 years in business or doing okay, but they want to grow and they're struggling to grow their business. That's who I help. Thank you.
More important, Ashwin, how you feeling?
Feeling better, much better, thank God. We got a short version of the COVID, and I think we were lucky still. I hear some people have bleedings and stuff. It's happening a lot around here anyways.
I'm so pleased you're feeling better. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
We missed you, my man. We missed you. Thank you very
Likewise,
much.
I missed all of you guys. Yeah.
Okay, let me stop sharing. Okay, before we talk about the topic, and by the way, the topic, everyone, share a memorable experience that really made an impact on you, right? Before we do that, I've got some apologies. So I got a frog in my throat. Joy Healy, she's swamped in business, but you know, Joy, she's always swamped in business. I'm saying this, I know you're watching the replay, Joy, so we still love you, right? Anthony Pacelli, he's busy moving with his wife, Janet, okay? Pat Kern, goodness knows where Pat is on his bike, but he's got no signal. He sent me a message saying, I'm not sure whether I'm going to make it because I don't know where I'm going to be. He said, he started off following this young guy on a bike, but now the young guy's 30 miles in front of him and he can't keep up with him. So he says, I'm going to have to stop where I am. If I can find a signal, I'll join you, but if you can't, put an apology in and send his love. So he sends his love to you. And Tom Petty can't make it either because of his stage at this point in time. It's too early for him with a commitment he's got on the same day. All right, with that in mind, let's talk about the topic, okay? And Brenda, seeing it's your very first day with us, I'm not going to ask you straight away, okay? But the idea is for us to share what we truly think about certain things, right? And the topic is share a memorable experience that really made an impact on you. The idea of these topics is for people who are watching this program to see that there are experienced marketers here, experienced people who have had their share of challenges, their ups and downs, and as well as that, have had experiences that could probably surprise or shock you. So when you get your chance, Brenda, just think of something that's in your life that has really made an impact on you. But I'll take them now in order of the people who put your hand up, Rich, go down there and check out, which one did we look at? The reactions tab, and raise your hand and I'll take you in order. So there you are. John Allen, you are first cab off the rank. What memorable experience made the impact on you, John?
When I was a young fella, I was working for a job minimum wage. And my dad said to me one day, he said, I pay more in income tax than you make. So having kind of a cocky attitude, I went into construction, and I'd been working camp jobs and everything else, was making a ton of money. Come back home and I looked at him and I got my chest stuck out. I said, I pay more in income tax than you make. Looked at me and he said, good, now start using your head instead of your hands. Blew my big day all to hell. And with that, I ended up going into management and all that. He was correct. My dad is my hero, but I'll tell you what, he sure had a hard job on my ego sometimes. So that was my memorable moment.
Well shared, John. Well shared. Thank you, matey. Fred, over to you, mate.
Yeah, I think I've told this story before a few times, but years ago when I was in corporate, I was on part of a management team, and my immediate manager, who actually ran the IT department for this major insurance company, had this trick he used to do. And it was like when he would ask somebody a question, he would wait on them to tell him more. In other words, he wouldn't respond either facially or anything else. So he just wouldn't respond to whatever was happening in the room. And he would just sit there. And this could literally go on for minutes. He just would not respond. And one day we were on a trip to from Melbourne to Sydney on a plane, and we were just in the Qantas lounge. And I just said to him, I said, Gil, look, this thing that you do with, not responding to people when you ask them a question, what's that all about? And he said it took him years to actually learn it and to nail it. But basically what it was about was he said that if I just say nothing and wait for them to respond, they're going to give me a lot more information that they wanted to. So they'll actually come out with more info. So, and that's what he actually did. So we would get the people to tell them more about what the issue was, or what the problem was, or what the solution was, whatever it was. He would just wait. And it was like a pregnant pause, but it literally, he did it for minutes. I do that now, but I probably 30 seconds or most is what I can do. But he actually did it for minutes, and people would just divulge information about a project that was going wrong or whatever it was, and he would get all the information and then react to that. So it was just really what it taught me was you got two ears and one mouth, so use them in those proportions.
Fred, that is very, very clever. Very, very clever. And it's very difficult to keep your mouth shut, isn't it? I mean, look at me, right? But I have learnt that as well. Okay, when you are talking to people, especially about potential clients, when you ask a question, say nothing. Okay, my problem is not, I can keep my mouth shut, but I can't keep a poker face. That's my problem, because I'm hopeless at that. But I'll try not to say anything, hoping to get more out, which they do come forward. But I, as my old man said to me, never take up poker, but Peter, you'd be hopeless. Anyway, Carol, what about you?
Oh, to follow the stories that just told, quite impressive. I was thinking over this topic yesterday, and I thought something came to mind, and it was like when I was just in my middle 20s, just getting started really on my career. I was studying to be a librarian, and I had taken a year off to do an internship. It was paid at a university that was about 100 miles away from where I lived. And I was busy, having my first apartment, my first real paid job full time. And I thought, it isn't enough. I need to do something. So then I thought, I'd like to do some volunteer work, because my parents had set the model for me. They were always doing different things in the community and with their church. So this was a new city, and I thought, I don't know what to do, but I heard about being a volunteer tutor to people who weren't able to read. And, I thought this is very interesting. So I went to a sort of a briefing meeting when they tell you what it's about. And it was really interesting. You got matched to meet with someone once a week, and there was a whole program, and you got trained in it, and then you would work with one or two people. So I went through that, and it came time for me to get matched up to the person I was going to work with. And there was lots of people there, but there was one man that stood out. He was just in his early 70s, and he had emigrated to Canada from, I think it was Poland. And he had taken a big step forward because he said, you know what, I can't read and I can't write. He could do, minimal things. And nobody was going forward to say, oh, I'll be your tutor. They wanted all the younger people. And I thought, oh, it just went to my heart somehow. I thought, this is the person I'm going to work with. So I got matched up and we met once a week. I was working full time, but we managed different things. And then after the year was over, I went back to my home city, and he was going to be without a tutor again, but he was making great progress. So I thought, oh, so we arranged, I went down once a week. I took the bus. It took about an hour and a half each way. And we met. He gave me lunch, and then I would come back. And it was that set me on the road to being a volunteer. And I thought, you know what? Also, I was always very interested in older people and how to help them. And that really set me on the road. And ever since, different things that I've done have been in that. But I just thought, you know what? It just went so much to my heart. Nobody wanted to work with him. And he, all his whole life, had hidden that he didn't know how to read or write. And I so admired his, openness and whatever. I still get tears in my eyes when I think of it. So that's the thing that really impacted me pretty early on.
Wow, Carol, that's a very heartfelt story. What a lovely lady you are. Wow. 1.5 hours on a bus, eh? Goodness gracious me. That's going the extra mile, so to speak. There's no doubt about that. Pat, what about you, my man?
Well, as a young sales guy about 30 some years ago, I made a presentation to a potential customer that it included both the budget option and the full service option. And I was just absolutely certain she was going to take the budget option, but I gave the full presentation on both of them, do the old features and benefits without comparing the two really, but letting her decide what's going to work for her. And to my surprise, she actually chose the full service option. And so when I asked her, I said, what made you choose that? She said, well, you made such a great presentation on both of them that I was just convinced that the full service one met my needs better. And the impact it had on my career going forward, and even through to today, has been immense. And so I never prejudge anybody. I always give it my best, and I leave it in their hands. And like I say, I really thought she was going to take the budget option. And to my surprise, it was a 10 times difference in commission. So I would have left a lot of money on the table just by assuming that this is really what they need. And so I'm always doing my best, and I always give both options to people if there are two. And I never, ever prejudge. I let them make the decision. It's theirs to choose, and just mine to give them to them.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. Before we get to you, Yvonne, I'm going to share one quick one. I've been very fortunate in my life to have had many memorable experiences. Okay. But the latest one was today. Just a little thing, but it's memorable. We bought a new washing machine, right? We didn't buy it from the major stores because these people we bought it from were a mum and dad family, and they prided themselves on service. Their prices weren't as good as the major stores were, but they were really good with service. We bought something from them before, and they were really good with that. So we bought this washing machine, and they brought it out about 5 hours ago now, right? And delivered it and installed it and everything else. And I just went to thank them very much. I said, oh, it's not finished yet. I said, oh, what else do we need? He said, you don't need anything else, but hang on. They brought us in 1 year's supply of washing powder.
Wow.
1 year's supply.
Wow.
4 huge boxes of these washing powder, right? Because it's not cheap in Thailand anyway, right? And I thought, wow, that is pretty memorable. And that was just today. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Okay. All right. Yvonne, over to you.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter. Thanks for sharing that story. That's beautiful. That's really a wow experience. And the one I'm sharing has absolutely nothing to do with business. I could tell lots and lots of stories I've had in my lifetime, but I thought about this one. Having started to work at 16, I have a lot of stories based on my age, right? That are related with family stories, but this very simple one was many, many years ago. I hadn't seen a girlfriend of mine. We were friends we met when I was 17, she was 19, and we have maintained this friendship. But this was several years ago in the early 90s. We met again, and my oldest daughter, who was probably just a teenager, was there. And I'm telling you, we had so much fun. We went over so many memories and we laughed, we laughed, we laughed. Couldn't remember when I had laughed so much about things that we, had in the past and about. And I remember my daughter said to me, "Mommy, you look so happy. I have never seen you laugh like that before." And to me, that was memorable because my daughter saw another side of me that I never usually got a chance to show to her. I never had an occasion to show to her. And I thought about it, how it relates to business. Sometimes we think we have to go into a new business, whether it's a corporate environment or with an individual all buttoned up and be all business-like. But sometimes if we just relax and just be who we are. Don't pretend to be anybody else. Just be who you are. Show your loving side, your friendly side. It can reduce barriers and build that connection immediately, because this is what this little experience did.
Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you very much indeed. Ashwin, what's the most memorable experience that's impacted on you?
Well, the most one really was when I discovered Dan Kennedy. He's a great marketer and he helped lots of small businesses to become millionaires. Basically, it's not just about marketing, about his look at life, about money, your relationship with money and how to attract it and how to attract clients. It's just that he's very genuine and honest person in a world that there's lots of things happening. So that was really opened my eyes to many things in life and marketing, and helped me open to the idea to discover marketing. Basically, I had no idea about sales and marketing before that, even though I was in real estate, but it helped me to launch new businesses, new career. I'm very grateful for that, and for Joe Polish and Lynn Jackson also, because it was through their I Love Marketing podcast that they were interviewing Dan Kennedy that I met Dan Kennedy. Yeah.
Wow, you're mentioning the world's best marketers. There's no doubt about that, Ashwin. Well done.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Well done. Jeff Veale, I want to know about this ghost. What's this all about? You're muted.
The ghost didn't talk either. Anyway, I've got, being 73, guys, I've got a million stories, and most of them you wouldn't believe. But I'll give you two very quick ones. The latest one you've probably all heard. With COVID, I lost a $5 million business. I lost 4 houses, 2 holiday houses, 7 condominiums in Asia, all my offices in Asia, and virtually got wiped out. And it was like someone went to my wardrobe and took all my clothes out and threw them all away. Anyway, I'm pleased to announce we've got a new wardrobe. It's filling up with clothes quite quickly, and my goal is to have it filled up exactly where it was or better within 18 months. That's my goal. And at the moment, touch wood, we're on track. So let's see how we go. But my most memorable story starts off when I was 6. I'm living in what you guys, I'm not sure whether you guys know, Peter knows them as a semi, or I think in America they might be called semi-detached house, where 2 houses are joined together. Some people even call them a duplex. Anyway, I'm living in this, let's call it semi-detached house, and it goes basically bedroom, and I think it's lounge room, then kitchen. And back in the day, the toilet was a hole in the ground with a septic tank. So anyway, and the house stank because there's a thing called rising damp. And if any of you guys live in old houses when you were younger, they used to smell like hell, like they're putrid sometimes. Anyway, I'd be walking down the hall of this semi in the middle of a day, and all of a sudden, this ghost, looking a bit like Casper, would appear out of nowhere. This is a real, guys, this is a real ghost, believe me. This ghost like Casper would appear out of nowhere and tell me to face the wall, and they would put something over me. It was either a sugar bag or a wheat bag or something to that ilk. And I'm only a little, now I'm 120 kg, but then I was probably about 15 or 20 kg. So they picked me up bodily and take me down somewhere. I didn't know where I was going because I'm in the dark in this bag. And they take me down probably to the kitchen table. And in a psycho type voice, they would start bashing me and tell me, you've been bad, you've been bad. And they'd start bashing me. Then they'd put me against the wall, and I'd be trembling and crying. They put me against the wall and tell me, don't turn around, count till 10. And I'd go like 1, 2, 3, 4, and being a rebel, 5, 6, I'm looking around already, right? But the ghost was gone. All right, well, this went on for a while. And, you know, what can I do about it? I'm a 6-year-old kid, or I'm 6 or 7, something like that ilk. And but one day, the ghost came from the kitchen area, a different direction altogether. And being a rebellious kid, I thought, stuff it. I'm going to make a run for it because I know the result. If I do nothing, I'm going to get bashed. If I run away, I'm going to get bashed. So it's the same result. So I ran out to my parents' room, flung open the door. Mummy, daddy, mummy, daddy. Daddy was at work and mummy must have been out shopping or something. So it was one of those old-fashioned beds, guys, that your older people remember with the springs in it. So I jumped under the bed, moved all the shoes out of the way, and my heart's beating. Then the door opens, creak, and in comes the ghost, wearing my mother's pink fluffy slippers. So that was the ghost, guys. So that's the story.
I don't know what to say, Jeffrey.
And it was very memorable. I still remember it to this day.
Lost for words.
Yeah, and I even, when I was about 40 odd, I technically found out the reason, I believe. I was never told, but my mother told my ex-wife, as women talk, that my father at the time came to the hospital and said, oh yeah, he looks lovely. What are you going to call him? And she probably said Jeffrey or something. And then he just said, oh, that's wonderful. And he left. He stayed about 2 minutes apparently and then left. And she looked out the window from this 3rd or 4th story of this hospital. And there was my father down on his motorbike with a sidecar with his girlfriend driving away. So I assume my mother thought the reason she lost my father as such was because of me. So that may be part of her, you know, who knows, right? But there's a lot more stories than that behind all that, guys. I can tell you. I'll tell you another day.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Wow. Monica, what about you? The most memorable thing.
The most, on a personal, I'm sorry to disappoint everyone. I have 2 short ones. One, it's the most on a personal level. I think I was, and I'll go a little bit emotional here, but one, it's when I was 11 or almost 12 years old, and my mother had to drop me at the intern school, and she kissed me, and it was a windy day out there, and I had to simply lick my lips to keep that kiss forever, because my mother had me when she was almost 45. So from very early age, I knew she's not going to be there for me for a really long. The other one, and thank you for being with me here for just as long. It's I was struggling for years with how can I be of help, of service to others, and I was really scared because I always look at everybody else knew and had something to say, and everything else was said, from Socrates until today. Almost everything had been said. So what I was in my mind, I was continuously thinking, with what can I bring? Something new? What can I say? How can I inspire? But my heart all was craving to be of help, to serve, to inspire. And I was continuously playing that in my head. And I had a long walk. I was in Dubai at the time, and I had a very long walk with one of my colleagues at that time. And I said just that. I mean, I don't know how am I going to make it? How am I going to do it? Because everybody have everything. It's in the wall. It's been said. I can't come with something new. And my colleague, just a simple guy with simple guy, I would say a guy that his work was video presentation. He said, Monica, everything you hear, it's been said and repeated. All you have to do is to pack it with your own way. And that's it. Thank you. I hope I make some sense. But
he gave you very good advice, Monica.
Yep.
Very good advice.
So don't look at someone else's garden or what someone else, look to get inspired. But if you feel like you don't have anything else to add or to say, you do, because the way, if you say something new that it's already been said, by the fact that you say it and the way you say it, might speak volumes to someone else.
Well said. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you.
Okay, Brenda, what about you? A memorable experience.
Well, I've been sitting here listening to you all and thinking that you have such lovely stories, and how trying to just stay fully present and listening to your stories. But all the time I've been thinking, like, what am I going to say? What am I going to share? What am I going to share that's going to sound worthwhile? What am I going to bring that's of value? And I think the one thing would be something that my grandma taught me a long time ago. When I was little, my mom was very sick and she couldn't take care of us. And so we would go off to relatives and stay with relatives for periods of time. And the relative I ended up staying with was my grandma, who was quite old, because she had my dad when she was quite old. So of course, by the time she became a grandmother, she was a lot older. And we didn't do a lot of the things that other kids would do. Like she wouldn't take me out in the yard to play and run around and do all of those things. We would go in the kitchen and we would cook, and she would tell me stories of when she was a little girl, and she would teach me all about plants, because my grandma had hundreds of plants. And my grandma wasn't really well educated. She finished public school, and that was it. She never went any further. But she taught me so much about these plants and about how to grow these plants and how to love the plants and how to just nurture them. And I think that the message, and I don't know why this is making me so emotional today, but the message, I guess, to apply that to business is that a lot of other people would have thought that, well, what can you possibly learn from this little old lady you've gone further in school, she can't sign her name, you've gone further than she ever did. The other thing she ever did was to keep a house and take care of a family. But She never had a bad word to say about anybody in her life. And she taught me to find the good in everybody and to just nurture and value life. And I think that when you meet new people, and I meet new people every single day, I love meeting new people. And I think that when you meet new people, to look for that good. Some people you don't see it right away, but to look for that good no matter what.
Wow, Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda.
Hey. From the heart. From the heart. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda.
Fred, you were going to ask a question before I went to Brenda.
I can't remember what it was now. Sorry, old age.
No problem. Okay. Thank you, Brenda, again. And welcome to your first session with us. And I'm delighted that you could share like that, because it took a lot of guts to do that. So thank you. Thank you so much. Yogesh, how are you, my man?
I'm good. How are you, Peter?
Good, thank you.
There's a lot of stories, but the one that I wanted to share was what happened recently. So when I landed in Hong Kong, I met my first ever student who learned public speaking from me. And I started with him 7 years ago. He was my first student. I used to go to his residential place. And today he's a pilot for Cathay Pacific. And while we were having lunch, we were talking in general, and he was telling me that he always wanted to be a pilot, and he used to visualize being a pilot because I taught him how to visualize when he wanted to speak. And he got his university in Canada, and at the same time, he applied to be a cadet in Cathay Pacific. Usually, it's very tough to get the scholarship, and it normally costs $1 million Hong Kong. So that's like 150,000 US just to be a pilot. And he went to Canada for his university, and then he suddenly gets accepted by Cathay Pacific. And he left university, came back, did the cadet course, and today he's a pilot. And he's only 23, by the way. So when he told me that, I was like, okay, sometimes, you wonder, do you really impact someone in any way? And when he said that, it was so reaffirming for me that, okay, so what I do does really help people, because I like I said, I mostly work with children. And it's so nice to see that this kid who used to be shy in front of me today's flying 747 or a 777. It's just amazing. So that's what I wanted to share with everyone.
Wow, Yogesh, you must be so proud of yourself too. That's a fantastic impact to have on someone. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. Is he a captain or just a pilot?
Well, he's not a main pilot, but he's like the assistant pilot because he's still very young in experience.
He's on the way. Okay, he's on the way, right?
Yeah. And also he told me that right now passenger planes are not moving so much. So he's kind of shifted into cargo because cargo never stops.
Right. Thanks for sharing, Yogesh. Beautiful story. Thank you.
It really does reaffirm what you're doing, doesn't it? Because when you do something like that, you just never know what they're thinking. You don't know if they're even listening to you, or in other ways, who's listening to you. And then when you see the impact that it has on that person, you realize that you had something to do with that. It makes you want to continue doing what you're doing.
Makes it all worthwhile. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Beautiful story. Thank you, Yogesh. Jay Jajagani, good to see you, my man.
Yes, Peter, it's good to be here after a long time. I think it's like I missed a few sessions. Peter, so what has actually impacted me the most, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say ever since childhood, I'd been grown up in an angry environment. I used to keep and hold on to emotions in my business, and personal relationships, all sorts of things, right? Fast forward, I think it was just until like almost like 1.5 years. I went through healing. I had started releasing a lot of stuff, and the moment I started releasing, the moment I could really just forgive my past, my parents' relationship, that's the time I started realizing I'm actually making money. My life is a better and a happier place. And then I think somebody had actually just made me realize this around 1.5 years. I think I was probably speaking to Yogesh or someone, I'm not sure who it was, because we do speak. But I came to this realization that things are only starting to work out after I started forgiving my family members for the things and the past baggage that had been really going on. So I think that was the moment of realization for me, not to hold on to these things, because I was doing it, but I didn't realize the cost for it for so many years.
And that's the tough thing to do, Jay, right? It's tough.
That's a very tough thing to do, because you go on for years, you keep going to these coaches, you keep going to all these people, not realizing that the answers are all within you.
Yeah.
It's all for you to release. It's not for any of these coaches or anyone.
Yeah.
They can help you, but it's all up to you.
Well said. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Such a personal way as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. I don't want to hold you any longer. I appreciate your contribution to today's session, and I hope you can join me again next week. Same time, same channel, same Zoom link. Fred, it'll be. If there's anything else anyone wants to say before we go.
There's not a lot left.
Oh.
Jeff's got his beer too.
Yeah.
I've got.
Well, I just want to say thank you.
That's the photo only.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you for the support you give these sessions. It's important because I want people to feel safe in our little group. I want them to feel that they can reach out to each other and share from their heart. And I'm hoping that some new friendships and new relationships start every time a new person joins us. So without any further ado, I want to say thank you. See you.
Don't forget to save the chat. Save
Oh,
the chat.
Everyone.
Oh yeah, before we do that, thank you, Fred.
Thank you.
3 dots down the bottom of the chat there. It says tick that and you can save the chat, and that gives you all the links for the people. Anyway, thank you for your support.
Bye, everyone.
No, thank you, Peter, for
Thank you.
See you, everybody. I'm off to buy a head of
personally
lettuce.
reaching out to everyone. Thank
Okay,
you.
take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.